Good morning and welcome to Moopsy in the Morning for November the 7th, 2023. Today's an important date. For some reason, 11/7 strikes me as it should be an important date for some reason. But I don't remember what. I wanted to show you what I got for my endeavors today, talking of just beautiful timing. Oops. Endeavors show up. There we go. Destroy Borg ships and destroy Tholian ships. Oh, and my red alert comes out in about an hour. Let's see, hour and 14 minutes. So as soon as I will get into it's Mrs. Id Gaming Federation's birthday. I knew it was an important date, Id. I knew that. I suppose I should get into chat. Right. I was just over here checking stuff. Good morning, Id. Please wish the Mrs. Id a very happy birthday.
Will do.
She
is the answer to life, the universe, and everything.
Hang on, I have to write that down, Chris, because that's a good title. Moopseth be thy morning. All right, got that one down for next time. I was trying to remember something clever from Chris from yesterday, because he had so many clever Moopsy references over the past couple of days. All right, Hellspawn Jr., come on up. She's doing the dance around my desk going, Mom. Well, stop moving. And Big Dog's just doing the eye roll of, So I will be online all day Friday while working because they're coming to my building to do some maintenance, and their comment was, just put the dogs in a bedroom because we'll just work downstairs. And I chuckled back going, and how much to replace the door when they go through it? And the really bad thing is, one of my coworkers, his wife was attacked by a pit bull, 2 pit bulls actually, and basically they hurt her badly and killed her dog. So I'm of the opinion, not much as I love pitties, but you do have to train them to make sure that they aren't letting their aggression get too crazy, because some of them get aggressive. Not all of them. Not all pit bulls are aggressive. My dog is too aggressive. I don't know what happened to her before we got her. And she's not like bitey aggressive, but maybe she'll let go of her instincts. So I have signed her up so we can go do some proper training. And that way she can be a more sociable dog and she can enjoy her time outside more and I can enjoy mine. And I will do my bit to make sure that she is not a threat in the neighborhood. I don't think she would be, but let's not take that chance.
Right.
Mm-hmm. And I won't even say it's limited to pit bulls. I've seen every breed of dog be aggressive when they're scared or in pain or, whether it's just bad training. But, if you're not part of the solution, you're part of the precipitate. Yeah, Mar Hockman's comment. Door? What door? I can really see the big one deciding, even though it'd be very difficult, to chew through the door out of stress. Especially if she heard people downstairs. So I'm just not going to put any of us in that kind of level. So I will stay home this Friday. And I can do this big project, which doesn't require me to be online with the office the full day. Yay! Actually, I don't think anyone's in the office Friday. Everybody's out on business trips trying to wrap up everything before Thanksgiving. Because we'll have one more round of big business trips right after Thanksgiving. So it will be dead the 2 weeks between Thanksgiving and our Christmas break.
We don't even have anything planned for Thanksgiving.
I used to do the full, dinner with the 18 courses and appetizers and glug and let's see. So everybody shows up when we have hot glug, which is made available throughout the day. So to do that, everyone's standing in my kitchen. There's usually 8 people standing in my kitchen, which is hard pressed to hold 2. Then we go on to appetizers. Everybody's back in my kitchen getting out the appetizers, being helpful. I've got the air quotes going on there. And I'm trying to finish up all the things that are last minute, because in Thanksgiving dinner, everything is last minute except for the turkey, which basically comes out and sits there for half an hour to let the juices redistribute. And I'm trying to mash the potatoes and get the veggies, because heck yeah, I'm doing fresh veggies, because I'm stupid. Finish off the gravy, get all of this out at the same time. And my niece is a gem and is genuinely helping me, but everybody else is just standing there. It's just like,
Alright.
we have 2 other rooms. Go sit at the table. But we're not ready to eat. Okay, fine, go watch the football game. That'd be rude. No, it's not rude. So this year I've been invited to my son's co-worker's family's house for Thanksgiving, as they adopted him a few years ago, and now they're adopting me. So I don't know if I have anything that I'm doing for Thanksgiving in terms of cooking, but as my son put it, basically show up an hour before dinner, bring a bottle of glue, everybody has some fun times, you get to actually enjoy the meal for a switch, and we sit around for an hour afterwards and have a good time, and then we all go home. The only drawback is I'm actually a really good cook, and it's taken me about 10 years to get everything to the point where it comes out with the turkey juicy, mashed potatoes just lumpy enough to allow my brother-in-law, who always wants to complain about something, to have something to complain about. The veggies are perfect for my vegetarian niece. I have a second entree for her, and so on and so forth. So it'd be really nice to have somebody else do all of this, but at the same point, it'd be really nice to cook myself a Thanksgiving turkey.
Like, my aunt and my uncle are going, I think, to Michigan
Oh,
for her family.
sweet.
So that leaves us either like HEB community dinner or
It's a thought. It'd be fun to do a community dinner. Maybe I'll do that next year. So, out of curiosity, roughly where in Michigan? Don't worry,
I have no clue.
Oh, okay. I drove up to southern Michigan on Saturday with the pups to take them to my hometown and take them through what's called Warren Woods Primeval, which is a state park, I think. And there's kind of a beaten down, muddy, leaf-covered trail there, but there's no official trail, so the trail kind of moves every year, except for one section that's got a bridge over the Glean River, which is not much of a river, and yes, you could wade it. It's mud bottom, though, so it wouldn't be a lot of fun. And up the side of one of the hills. So it's, well, as you can imagine, yes, the glaciers got down this far, so there's a fair amount of hills there. And it's off of the lake, so there's a fair amount of dunes. And for those who don't know, the reason the Great Lakes are the way they are is because we have glaciers about that far down. I think that low point is the Illinois limit, and then there's one from a previous glacier, the Missouri limit, which is when the glaciers got down to Missouri. So Chris says, since it's not something celebrated in Poland or Europe for that matter, for obvious reasons, we only have this crazy foodstuff preparation insanity before Christmas. Yes, this is true. Though having been over there at Easter, Easter is pretty nuts over in Switzerland, at least. I presume it's pretty nuts every place. Food-wise.
This time of year when my dad was still with us was a smorgasbord of food prep.
Oh God, I used to love my aunt's Christmas Eve at Ingrid's house was a true Swedish smorgasbord. And for that matter, when I was in Sweden with my family, we had Christmas 4 weeks early because we were there just about this time of year, Thanksgiving-ish time. And they wanted to celebrate Christmas because we couldn't be there for Christmas. So they did like a Christmas prep. And everybody did all of the traditional dishes and friends and family over. And that was great. Christmas this year, I'm going to do a crazy amount of food for me, my son, and his roommate. My husband and I used to do a standing rib roast, and then last year, either the roast didn't taste right or he was really sick, and it was snowing. We had a blizzard on Christmas Eve, and the boys were going to come up from Indianapolis to Chicago, which is 200 miles on a holiday in a blizzard. And I said, no, your dad agrees, we'll do this next year. Don't worry about it. He promises he'll be here next year. A blatant lie. But we didn't know it was a blatant lie. So I will make up for it this year and do a standing rib roast for the boys, Has to have at least 2 ribs in it, one for Fifi, one for Loki. And then a whole bunch of sides that they love. However, neither one of them has requested vegetables. I don't understand this. Maybe I'll splurge and buy asparagus, which is going to be some ungodly price by Christmas. Here you go. You can get down, because I can't feel my legs already. Ah, good. Now I've got white dog fur all over my black pants. Perfect. Yes, terriers are nuts, Mar Hockman, but if you remember, pit bulls are terriers. They're just bigger terriers. Oh, Fifi has discovered that there are rabbits hiding underneath the juniper bushes all around the facility here. And she will leap into the nice, pointy, prickly juniper bushes, straight into the middle of them, and all you can see is her butt sticking out and the tail just going as she is so happy to try and catch the bunnies. And the bunnies have long gone. As soon as she starts hovering, they duff out the sides and she doesn't even notice them. But she's so happy she can spend the entire day just jumping in and out of the bushes. So next place I live, when I get the house, I will definitely get juniper bushes so the bunnies can get in and out. And adequate hidey holes in the fence so they can get out of the yard before Crazy Dog gets there. Excuse me 1 second. Well, what shall we do this morning, everybody, since we've spent first quarter of the day chit-chatting? I had really unexciting stuff, except for I have a Borg ship thing and a Tholian ship thing. And somebody just sent me something. Ah, that's a little Dante. Let's see. 3 Borg TFOs, but not Red Alert, and 5 Borg ships to kill. And D1 Spooter Scorpion thingies, but that can be done in 5 minutes. Yeah, I had that on the other account. I had phasers on the ground, went down and started killing off scorpions, and was like, why is there no phaser damage? Oh, because I'm using Lex knives. Oops. Wasn't thinking about that too much. Well, I'm totally game to do some non-Red Alert TFOs, because that'll do a couple things for me. Anybody up to join me? I presume Chris is, since Chris pointed it out. You up for a little shooty fun? It got quiet.
Sorry, yes.
Okay, I sent you an invitation.
I need 3 Iconian TFOs. I'm not doing it.
Oh, hold on. What have we got for Iconian TFOs? It's Bug Hunt, Brotherhood of the Sword, Gateway. I mean, we could knock that off in a few minutes. Or do you want to re-roll it? I don't have the dilithium for that.
Well, I don't have any reroll tokens.
Oh goodness! Wish I could give you some of the hundreds I've got. Hey, Mar Hawkman says he'll log in for Brotherhood of the Sword.
Cool.
So yeah, we'd have enough to do that one. I know Chris is not a huge fan of ground, so let's do Chris's Borg stuff, and then we can go off and knock out these Iconian ones with you. How's that for a deal? And we can do Gateway to Grethor, and Chris can join us for that one too, because that's spacey. Does that work for everybody?
Sounds good.
Okie dokie. So, Mar Hawkman, do you want to join us for a Gateway? At some point, we'll... Oh, okay. Well, tell you what, let's start out with some of this Borg stuff. We'll knock out everybody's. I won't drag anybody into anything. I love Bug Hunt. Marhawkman, you can absolutely jump into Bug Hunt with us. Marhawkman, do you want to do a couple of Borg ones first with us? Oops, wrong button, Mom. Let me get Marhawkman in here as soon as he logs in. Beep. I heard a beep sound. It doesn't work. It's a Marhawkman! Yay!
Three things.
No.
Let's see.
Sorry. Had the moment when it's like, I got to pick up your headset and then realize the cables are crossed.
I've only done that a few hundred times. Chris says, I have one obnoxious reason I hate Bug Hunt. One, it makes no sense. You can just throw some pesticide on the planet. And two, John Vanderveer.
Yes, Lieutenant Lemming. Everyone loves Lieutenant Lemming.
The thing with Vanderveer is if you play it right, you let him die in the last sequence. As long as you're not playing on Elite where that's criteria for fail. You can let him die. Once
See,
he's...
the other thing with that is that the last part of it, there's actually two ways to handle that, both of which make it incredibly easy.
Oh, it's such an easy one, anyone.
One is that if you have someone in the TFO who's actually good at heal botting, you can just heal bot.
We will?
We will.
We will.
Yeah, it's not like it's complex no matter what.
And two, if you spike kill the queen hard enough, they don't have time to kill him.
Yeah, I know, but you work at it if you want to work at it. But I get it; he's annoying, but it's just fire in the hole. It's not like Lita used to scream. Hence the name of the fleet, the Screaming Litas.
I just noticed that one of my endeavors for the day is killing 60 Borg.
Borg or Borg ships?
Borg.
Oh, that's easy. That's Jupiter Station Showdown.
Or Dafira Invasion Zone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But with the Jupiter Station Showdown, at least you get a definite reward out of it.
I mean, Dafira, you get something.
You can if you pick up the side missions. And I usually pick them up and just have them on hand and run them.
Well, it's like certain of the side missions are a lot better than others because of the fact that the side mission says, go here and kill Borg. It's like, okay.
Well, if you go to Nukara, there is occasionally the Thinning the Hive side mission, which is 250 or 500. But I just leave that running, so every time I go down there, it just continues to add to the count, and eventually it's done and it's free to lithium.
Well, see, for Borg killing, one of my personal favorites is actually Power Plant. Because Power Plant interior ones. The power plant interior mission is basically, there's too many Borg in our power plant.
Yep. No, I love power plant. And there's very few people there. Most people just run over to the, the city? And they just take out the city, not realizing that it takes more time there.
There is that one area in the city that's basically just a giant freaking swarm of ensign-level Borg. People love that solely for the giant numbers of Borg.
Well, there's also a bunch that kind of hide between the various maps, and you can just go around and slaughter them. Excuse me. Remove them from the scenario. I'm trying to think of a nice way to say unalive them.
Disable them?
Disable, yes.
Actually, that's an interesting point about Stowe's way of handling Borg. Is that it actually does hint that they're not really dead.
That's interesting. I had not been aware of that.
Because the fact that the Borg, you shoot the Borg falls down, the Borg beams out. It doesn't fade to nothing.
Well,
Fallen Borg actually beam out.
That is interesting. kind of feel bad sometimes killing things. Sometimes.
Like, Pokemon don't die, they faint.
Oh, it could be worse. They could swoon. Wow. Wow, that went fast.
I mean, one
I
thing
almost feel bad for the Borg.
Almost.
Well, one joke I used to make while I was doing the Foundry Roundtable thing is that my Foundry character had a better build than half the people you run into in pugs.
Weeboo?
Woo-woo?
I got a wee woo, but I'm stuck in red alert from the Borg cube exploding next to me. I don't know how I got a wee woo when I'm already in a TFO, but whatever.
Yeah, that's interesting. Yes, get a wee. Accept that wee woo, Chris. That is us.
Okay, as soon as I left the TFO, it immediately yanked me in.
Yeah. So Chris says, I'm still trying to figure out the reasoning behind Federation presence on Nukara killing its sentient inhabitants. That is a very good question.
That's the thing, is that Tholians aren't native to Nukara.
They're not even native to our universe.
Ah. So we're just cleaning out an infestation? Is that what we're hearing?
Tholians are alien invaders.
Interesting.
That's actually one of the things that you find out when you do the Nukara interior stuff is, and the entire premise of the Nukara hard missions that got set up as queues eventually, is that the Tholians came to Nukara because they're trying to steal mirror universe technology.
Wow. Yeah, and do the occasional ones inside the caverns. Unfortunately, there's not a lot of them in there, so it takes a little bit of time. But if there's a lot of people running around killing stuff and you don't have any options, go inside the caverns.
I actually kind of like the caverns on Nukara simply because the fact that if you cycle properly, it will actually go rather quickly.
Oh, it does go fast, yeah.
Because you just like don't stay in the same room. Like room 1, room 2, room 3, room 4, and
darn it.
By the time you cycle around, room 1 is open again.
Well, if you get into...
Unless someone else murdered them while you were gone, yes.
But that's rare. Not a lot of people even realize it's back there.
Well, that's the other thing with that is simply go deep. Don't just stand next to the entrance. Because there's several rooms. Go through all of the rooms, and you get to the one that the other players aren't spawn camping.
And there's also, I can't remember which one it is, but there's like a giant room that's the staircases up and down to the different areas.
Oh, yes.
And they manifest at different points throughout that. So you can kind of just wait there, run around, and snag them, and then there's still some spawning in the rooms. But then there's also the side missions, which, again, you can just kind of hang on to and work on them every time, like I do with Defura. I am not up on my Tholian lore, to be honest.
Well, that's just it, though. Is that Tholian lore in Star Trek Online and the TV shows is incredibly sparse and a bit conflicting because of the fact that it's in pieces, and the pieces aren't necessarily done with a coherent logic to them. So trying to figure out what exactly is meant by X and Y when you're looking at Z, good luck with that.
Alright. It's like trying to piece together Doctor Who or Legend of Zelda lore.
Yeah.
Trying to make sense of Legend of Zelda lore when you're actually trying to see the game as a cohesive whole. Don't. That is madness. That's just don't.
So the definition of... Oh, great, I died again, twice. I need to get this ship built up. I love the ship. I love my weapons. I've got squat for defenses on it.
This character has an amusing way of handling the queen.
Oh?
Wine and roses.
I have that thing where you dump the blue trail of goop behind you.
The blue
And just,
trail
like,
of goop.
Flying in a circle around the queen and just piling on top of her. Mycelial spore burst.
Oh, okay.
That's what it's called.
I remember, jettisoning warp plasma used to be one of my things way back in the day.
Yeah, well, see, there's also a trick with this, though, is that mycelial spore burst, each of the spores you place counts as an anomaly. So, traits that give bonus damage to anomalies will actually affect them when they won't affect warp plasma. Because warp plasma is you placing an environmental hazard, more or less.
Interesting. I'll have to give that a try. Oh, Chris, you could also have the fun of read what you can of the lore, and that's when fanfic comes out there because you write your own lore. And it's about as canonical as anybody else's. Let's get one more going here and kill off these Borgies.
Okay, so examples of things from the lore that we have about the Tholians from the TV shows that don't necessarily make a whole lot of sense.
Has everybody... Oh, sorry. Go ahead. I was going to ask a question, but it's irrelevant.
You remember how one of the first low-buy-store items that they added to the game was a Tholian silk scarf?
Yes, I actually have one of those sitting in the inventory.
Do you know why they added that to the game?
I have no idea.
Cisco gave one to Cassidy Yates.
Oh! Wow.
Wait a second. Cisco claimed he got it because he's friends with a Tholian ambassador. Yeah, just let that sink in for a moment.
Wee-woo.
Weeboo. Thank you.
Cisco got, as a personal favor from a Tholian ambassador, a scarf made of Tholian silk. What?
It's a throwaway line, and it's one that then resonates with everybody. Aralisha says, Chris, check out the Nukara system page on Stove Fandom Wiki. It's got some extra info on that. Also, hi. Hi, Aralisha. How are you?
Hi. How are ya?
Doing good. Oops, what am I
Really?
doing?
Stupid King hailing me just so
Yeah.
that he can break my cloak.
Oh, yeah, that's exactly it. Just mucks with it.
He's a Klingon. He should know better. Oh, wait, that's right. Klingons have no honor. That explains it.
Oh,
Role-playing Tellarites is actually surprisingly fun when you realize that you basically just play as the whole like no filter thing. It's like yes, I do understand that you're my ally, but I'm still going to tell you that I think you're an idiot.
I do not roleplay. I'm not anti-role-playing.
Yeah.
No, there's nothing wrong with it, but if I get into it, I get too into it. And I kind of learned my lesson when I wound up in the hospital because I got way too into it once.
That sounds like a interesting story.
Well, my character had a heart condition. And it was slowly killing the character, and then all of a sudden, over a period of months, I'm developing chest pains and having problems breathing, and it's getting worse and worse, and I actually wound up in the hospital for a couple of days getting tested for potential heart issues. Turns out that's not unheard of. You know, you just take your role a little too seriously. I gather it's actually a real issue with actors who will the guy who did Sherlock Holmes, Jeremy Brett. Kind of
I
over.
love Jeremy Brett.
I love Jeremy Brett, but he kind of overdid it and kind of had some mental health issues after playing the role.
Well, I mean, remember that guy who played the Joker in that one Batman movie?
Heath Ledger.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
That guy was supposedly a bit loopy when he's not acting.
I had heard that, but he was one of those people who would live that role. I've heard about him when he was doing everything, even between takes and stuff. He would be so into the role
but that was what annoyed his castmates, is that he was acting like the Joker when offset.
Yes, and they were not. Okay, I'm going to suggest, since we prefer our spacey to our ground, we do Gateway to Grethor next, if everybody's okay.
Sure.
Heath Ledger was definitely method on that. Even Jack Nicholson had warned him not to take the role.
Wee woo?
Wee woo. But Jared Leto, he went completely off the rails.
Oh yeah. I get one of the. Yeah, both of them. One thing someone pointed out to me, and that is one of those things that kind of like stuck in my head, is that to be a good actor, you need to be just a little bit out there.
Yeah. It's you don't find a lot of actors who are coming from well-balanced, supportive homes. They tend to be the exception rather than the rule. It doesn't say it doesn't happen, but it's different. Actually, I just got Patrick Stewart's memoir. And we're going to be, WC and I are reading it, and we're going to review it on our new podcast, which we haven't put together yet. But that will be our first thing that we do. And the second thing we do is we're going to go do Noah's movie. Will be our second thing. But it's different people, so if anybody's interested in doing a review or something of anything, let me know. I'm happy to do a podcast with you. Movies, books, TV shows, art exhibits, restaurants. Fun stuff. And since it's a podcast, we can, do it and edit it and not do it live. And this is all stuff it's not even on my list of things I need to do at the moment. I have way too much on the list right now.
So how many more Borg TFOs do we need to do?
I thought we had to do 3. Did we do the 3?
We did 2.
No, we did 3. Okay. We did infected
did 2.
We did infected conduit. We did hive onslaught, and we did whatever that one we just did was. Am I correct there, Id? We got all 3.
I needed Iconian.
Oh, okay. So Chris, we got all 3. We're done. Chris says we're done. Okay. Yeah. So this is the first of our Iconians then.
Okay, I guess I just got in on like the second and third ones.
Yeah, because you said you're going to join us for Brotherhood of the Sword, and that's why I invited you to do Borgie stuff with us.
Brotherhood of the Sword is one of those where it takes a little effort to learn it, but once you do, it is great.
Yeah, I would do it with DT, and it's like, okay, and then you run over here and you do this, and I'm not catching up with him, so I had no idea where he was going. And now it's just like, oh yeah, it's fun. You go over here and you do this, and if you got a team, you know how to pick up all the sides. And
this is an interesting one for me because the attacking cruisers are apparently like very, very offense weak or something. I'm not sure exactly what the devs did with them. They just have different stats than most Herald NPCs somehow.
I'll take Planetside Gate.
Okay. Are you left or right? Looks like you're over on the right. Okay, we're on the left. I will go Planetside on the left.
Yay, tube transports.
Hey. Well, after we're done here, let's do Brotherhood of the Sword, so Chris can join for that one. And we'll finish it up with Bug Hunt, so if Chris wants to drop for that one, we can.
The troop transports from the starbase are moving toward the planet.
Spawn gateway, don't care. Ah, there we are. Radiation gateway. Oh, right. The one that Mom's sitting top of.
I got that one.
Well, this is one of those things where having people in different places in the lane is great because you can literally spawn camp the portals.
Yep. I can get my
Just
butt
like
over
park
there.
where you know the portal is going to open.
Mm-hmm. There's a sweet spot in everyone. Usually a sweet spot back by the base, a sweet spot by the planet.
You have the one that's closer to the planet.
The one that's closing right now? That one? Yes, I have that one.
One over here.
There's one back by you now. I think it's closer to you.
Oh, I think Najoro is closing it right now. I had an interact pop up, but I didn't move and it just closed. Okay, then.
You okay over on your side, Ed?
Think so.
Okay.
Looks like someone's got that one portal there. I don't know.
Oh yeah, I did manage to find the right spot by memory to where you park to do the 2 on the base side.
Well, there's a sweet spot here that's close to one and dead on top of the other one, but you have to move ever so slightly between the two.
Can't wait for the Winter Wonderland so I can shut my brain off.
I think it's a month from tomorrow.
Winter Wonderland is an interesting event because a lot of the rewards you can get by doffing.
Yep. Oh yeah. I'll usually run everybody up there and just base them out of there. And just let them doff every time I come on. I don't actually care about a lot of the events right now on it. They're fun. No worries about it, but I am accolade hunting on it because I still haven't finished all the accolades. So it's the Mine, the one where you have to get 33 of each present, and with 28 tunes, that gets problematic.
Oh, yeah. So certain of the accolades that they did for Winter Wonderland are hard.
Yeah. Because Mine only runs like once an hour. What is that? That's the...
Krampus.
Krampus, yes. It's the Krampus. That is a pain. Okay, I'll go get that one. Guess nobody else is.
Okay, Baltums, if you want to hug me, I'm going to use tractor beam repulsors to make you stop.
The troop transports from the starbase are moving toward the planet.
I got this one in between us.
I'm really not sure what exactly the devs did to the Baltums impact move, but I haven't actually seen it do any damage to me, this
No.
TFO.
Nope. Actually, I haven't noticed a lot of damage from them for quite a while now. I hate that the troop transports just keep going into the radiation.
It's the whole like lemming thing. It's like, oh, are you sure the captains of these troop transports are, not trying to die heroically in battle or something?
Yeah.
Not being chased by a Walt Disney film crew.
Transports from the starbase are moving toward the planet.
I see the sweet spot has moved a wee bit here.
Oh, hey, well, I finally took damage. Nice.
Got a minute left before we have to go see if we can melt the dreadnought. It's the new game, Melt the Dreadnought.
I mean, I've seen runs in this where people could spike
I'll
the
stop
thing
the
to death
world and
before it
melt this cube.
teleported once.
Well, we ran this a couple of days ago. I can't remember who was on the team, but it was just... No, Dreadnought.
Greetings, Dreadnought. We are here to make your face explode. Goodbye.
Yeah, it was under 10 seconds.
Alpha Strike from 5 players working in as a proper team. Nope, you're not living.
No. Oh, I hear a ding-dong sound. Who's joined us?
Hey, Josh.
That's Josh. Hi, Josh. How are you doing?
Good.
Just thinking about you.
Okay, well, we're done with this phase now.
Let's go shoot them.
Shut up, Rodak. I didn't want to talk to you anyways. Anyway.
Let's see. This should put me close to him. Hopefully he'll come in here.
This is interesting. There's actually like allied bioneural warheads parked
Yes.
here by the starbase.
Where are you? Come on. Come on. Or not. There you are.
Oops, I flew too far. Wow. It was 3/4 dead before he even mentioned it was here.
Yeah. Is he gone? Did
And
we
it
kill him?
working on top of me.
Surprise!
Yeah. The place it relocated to was where I was on the other side of the map.
Oh, he really moved this time. He normally just goes over a little bit. He jumped quite a distance this time.
I think he was literally jumping to me because of the positioning. I don't know. Actually, that is an interesting thing. I'm not entirely sure it targets players when it jumps.
I don't think so, because I've seen him jump in and it be in a spot 12 kilometers away, and nobody's
But,
there, and we have to all go
But
chasing
I
him.
was 12 kilometers away from you guys already, so maybe it was just a coincidence.
Chris says, thank you for choosing Mom's Alliance for all your self-annihilation needs. Don't forget to recommend us to your friends and allies.
Yes, but we got 37 troop transports. That's
That's
cool.
pretty good for us.
That was easy.
Well, that's just it, though, is that advanced and elite are to make it so that people who actually know what they're doing and are doing it right have some modicum of challenge. Like, really. I mean, unless you have a terrible build, and if you just play the objectives, it's not hard on normal missions.
Hey, Joshua, we're going to do Brotherhood of the Sword. Do you want to join us for that? And then we're going to do Bug Hunt after that. Chris doesn't want to do Bug Hunt, so I thought we'd do Brotherhood of the Sword first.
Which one's that?
It's a ground mission. You are on old map for Kronos, for city. And you're...
I'm good.
Well, it's First City version 2.
Yeah,
It's not the first one.
This is true. It isn't the first one. No go, Joshua?
I'd rather have Tink at the front in my case.
Well, unfortunately, that's not Iconian, is it? No.
No.
See, yeah, we're trying to get these guys done first. All right, I'm queuing us up for Brotherhood of the Sword, and then we'll do Bug Hunt after that, which should pull us right about to the end of my morning before I have to run off to the grocery store. My boss, whom I genuinely like, has decided he likes milk in his coffee instead of powdered creamer.
I mean, fully understandable.
Yeah, me too. But he
I don't like coffee, but I prefer milk to powdered creamer.
yeah. Wee woo.
We will.
Yeah.
I like either Irish cream or amaretto.
Well, if I'm going to do that, yeah, I'll put an Irish cream or amaretto. Oh, you mean the creamers?
Yes. No. Bailey's is reserved for other things.
Yes. Oh, I sent you something. I don't know if you got it.
The Iconian heralds
Yes.
are
Okay.
bringing in
Chris, pro tip. There are two types of people in the world. Remember to avoid both.
Don't you just hate it when people?
Yeah. There are two types of people in the world. Those who can extrapolate from incomplete data.
Yes, well...
Remember,
Exactly. I hate it when people.
all of the devices together, or else the network will reset them.
Okie dokie. I got the center one if people want to get themselves distributed someplace. Let's take out those guys.
I'm currently placing my turrets.
Okay, let me know when you're ready. I'll hit this thing.
Okay, I'm good.
Oops. There we go.
To disable the other two Iconian devices,
Okay, where's it spawning now? There's one.
There's one over in the corner there.
Yeah, I saw one, but there was already someone on it.
Yeah,
I didn't
there's-
see the second one.
Okay, Anasha's got one.
initiate shutdowns at the same time.
See if we can find the second one here.
To disable the other two
I'm not seeing the second one.
simultaneously.
Where's the second one?
Oh, never mind. It got it.
Okay.
The devices are resetting. Synchronize and try again.
Ready?
Initiate shutdowns at the same time.
What? Well, I had to wait for the explosion to go away.
To disable the
Oh, okay, Sam, they're both up.
devices simultaneously.
Yeah, it's like, well, one of them is
There it
like
is.
literally on top of the purple force field.
Oh, that's why I'm not seeing it.
Need to move to the
Well, it's behind a giant pile of rubble too.
Let's see that way.
Yeah, see, like on the far north part of this area of the map.
Okay. I'll go get the away team.
Yeah, I'm
Fire team.
gonna plant turrets.
The fire team is not here. There they are. Okay, here we go.
Ah, yes, assimilated heralds. That sounds perfect.
Let's get them
The
up
best kind of
here.
heralds.
This
Come on,
is
fire team, get your
true,
butts
yes.
up here. Did I get too far ahead of them? Fire team, come on. There, okay.
You have 15 seconds to disable the other two Iconian devices simultaneously.
Okay, I got the one by the force field.
Okay.
Oh wait, it's on that one. Never mind.
The devices are resetting. Synchronize.
Okay, I guess I'm going to do the one all the way on the other side by the firewall.
15 seconds to disable the other two Iconian devices simultaneously.
Did you notice that these things make music when you're
Yes,
doing them?
they do.
The heralds are activating a new set of devices. Proceed to that location.
That's already 2 deaths out of 3 done.
Oops.
If you need a IDIC tribble, there's one over here.
Is there really?
That only works if you have the accolade. See, because there's an accolade that used to let you reclaim an IDIC tribble
Mm-hmm.
from the pile on ESD. However,
Targs are
character-
freed.
only characters with that accolade can interact with this one.
Well, that's interesting.
Ah.
Let's see.
My
am I-
character that I'm currently on can't because he's a TOS recruit, and TOS recruits are something that happened after then. I think it was actually like first or the second anniversary accolade that's required for that. So no new characters can do that.
Can somebody
sucks.
trigger the device?
To disable
Let's see.
the other two Iconian devices simultaneously.
Yeah, I was right. Usually puts one of the devices inside the freaking targ pit.
I got the one up here at the forge.
Got the targ pit.
Hey, good one.
A new set of devices. We need to move to the next area.
Oh right, did someone? We did do the Orion Syndicate option.
Yes, Ryan Syndicate. That's why it took a little bit longer to trigger it. Went over to get him, and he'd already been moved.
Good.
Is this the last one?
What are those mechanical scorpion things?
Those are from Prodigy. They're
Oh.
they're
Lockbox
Watcher
kit mods?
robots.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
To disable the other two
Okay, one of them is over by the.
Anasha's got one of them, and there's one over here.
I guess I'm
and
on
you
the
got-
other one.
Bar Hockman's got the other one. Yay!
The only coordinate that made sense to my brain was to say that it's next to the board cutting beam.
Well, good. That's one way to look at it.
It's like someone was using that a kit module that creates a kinetic cutting beam beam array thing to attack your enemies as a variation of the captain power.
Yeah.
Ooh. Well, that was easy.
Okay then.
but they shall certainly return. Chancellor,
I'm just in Gonko right now.
So, Aralisha says, not quick question. I'm having fun using escort ships because lots of 4 DACA. Currently on an Edison temporal warship, but expectedly I tend to explode a lot. What would be your recommendations in making escorts a bit more resistant without sacrificing too much damage?
On the dead?
Well, that's a good thought.
Honored Dead is one of those things where it's relatively inexpensive.
It's
The
about
keyword is
34 million.
relatively, though. It's still one of the lockbox trait things, so they're not exactly cheap.
Yeah, Chris,
No.
I took you off the team because of you said you didn't want to do bug hunt. Is everybody else good with bug hunt?
Yep.
Oh yes.
Okay. Oops, wrong one. That button
Plasma
there.
damage ground. I'm up to 4,000 to 5,000, even though I don't know what I'm doing with that does plasma damage on this character.
On the
Oh
ground.
wait, hold on. I just thought something. Is this the Romulan flamethrower?
Do you have Vija probes? Vija probes deal a ton of plasma damage.
Let's see. Hurricane Wave Device does a mixture of kinetic and physical damage, which is strange. Shield generator, beam turret. Oh, flamethrower turret.
Oh, that might do it. It's Romulan still, isn't it?
This is the embassy kit variant, I think, where the tooltip doesn't say it does plasma damage, but if I remember right, the flamethrower turrets, if enemies get close to them and they do their close range attack, that is actually plasma damage. It doesn't say it's plasma damage,
But it's plasma
damage.
damage. We will?
Wee woo.
Yep.
Okay. So let me think. Escorts. The thing with escorts is the reason that they are so good is they're fast and they're speedy, but that means they have garbage for hulls and shields. So some...
If you're doing a beam overload build,
Yeah, that's a good point.
that one, I forget the name of it exactly. It's like for the Empire or something. Comes on the legendary Galaxy X, if I remember correctly. Anyways, I know I have the trait. I think that's where I got it. But it gives you temporary hit points and bonus beam damage anytime you use a beam overload skill.
Do you have any...
Boimler effect.
Oh, yeah, Boimler effect. Do you... I guess first question would be, what are you using for equipment?
Yeah, it's like if it's a cannon scatter volley build, making that durable, you wouldn't want to use that trait I just mentioned because it needs beam overload to work properly.
Yeah. So kind of as a whole picture thing, sometimes escorts rely on speed and firepower.
Yeah, that's what I've come to realize with the Defiant.
Yeah.
I love my legendary Defiant.
Mm-hmm.
Let me think about that one, Aralisha. And let's put it up for chat tonight on the show because There are people
We'll do a
on.
ship breakdown of what I've done with the Defiant.
Okay.
I'll get all the infographics for my my Defiant build.
Mm-hmm.
No,
It means we'll have 2 Defiants.
I missed the explosion on Bug Hunt.
right? We're coming up
Hello.
on 14 years, and we don't have a decent ship builder that we can share the builds with.
In terms of a website or a program or what?
Yeah, either one. Like a a PC part picker. Hey, here's my build, kind of.
No, someone actually did make that for
Yeah.
for Champions. It's just that Champions is simpler.
There's
Yeah.
been a few for STO over the years, but they're never kept up to date.
And it's so hard when they keep changing equipment.
Yeah.
Hey, folks, I would be very happy to take on the task. I need, however, about 80,000 a year to replace losing my job for doing it. But I'm happy to do it if folks would donate to the Keep Your Game Alive, Keep Mom Fed party.
Alright.
I think, there'll be a lot of people who would go from that.
Hey, I would be very happy to spend my entire remaining time on this planet doing stuff like that. That would be fun. Mom has a very strange sense of fun, but that would be fun. However, I do need to pay for the house and the food and the dogs. Dogs would be happy. I mean, oh my gosh. Walkies every hour. Mom gets her books written. We get the cookbook done. Get a proper kitchen. I almost have found everything for my kitchen, and I still haven't found my stream deck. It's someplace. It's probably.
Once you find that stream deck, you're going to be very happy with yourself.
I got to completely redo my office at some point. It's getting better. Having the bookshelves has been extremely helpful.
See, it's not that I completely hated the whole idea of the explosion thing. It's just that I hated the fact that it would obscure your vision and make you completely unable to see where you were going after.
That was actually kind of some of the fun there. Well, apparently my bioessence transfer did not work with the bug. Aralicia says, I used to use a beam overload build, but I'm on a scatter volley now because I prefer the feel of cannons. I do appreciate that. I love the feel of cannons too, but because you've got a narrower angle of attack for any of the cannons, the arc is much smaller. That puts you at a disadvantage with a ship that doesn't have a pretty strong hull, shields, etc. So if you want to keep your scatter volley cannon build, you may have to give up something else. Maybe a bit of maneuverability. But again, what have you got for shields, deflectors? Maybe we can look at something basic.
The silly shield set would be the walk-on shield would be an excellent choice for survivability.
Which is what we're looking at here. I need to increase my survivability on the ship I'm flying, but I've already sacrificed a lot of speed because it's a decent ship. It's the Gagarin, which I like for everything, except I wind up getting blown up a lot.
Oh, Lieutenant Vanderveer was waiting for our permission to drop.
Mr. Vanderveer. You are a lieutenant. You're supposedly in charge of this. You have to take charge. Presumptive close, my dear.
Oh yeah, that reminds me. It's like, remember how the science competitive rep module is something almost no one ever uses?
Yeah.
This is actually one of the better maps to use that on.
Really? Hey, Wolfie.
Because the science competitive rep thing is something that requires enemies to walk in front of your turret. This is actually one of the few maps where you can rely on having enemies between the two posts you put down.
Wolfie's been lurking and listening.
What's she?
You Wolfie.
You know what the fun thing is about cannons?
All of them?
In Starbase 1, it's basically you just murk absolutely everything, and it's just absolutely gorgeous fun.
I did have fun with my cannons on Starbase 1 yesterday morning. Or, sorry, yesterday afternoon.
Honestly, Starbase 1 is located in a terrible place. Everything just keeps warping in debris.
You'd think that the mass of the debris would eventually coalesce and crush the planet or something.
Oh, that's an interesting thought.
I will attempt to nanny Vanderveer.
Do bad things to Vanderveer.
I've already informed Cryptic about it.
Well, I don't think we're going to get a lot of things out of Cryptic at this particular moment while they're still in a bit of shock over there.
This, I informed them before all this drama happened.
Yeah,
Right.
I rest my case. Come on.
What sucks is for a lot of them it's right before the holidays.
Yeah. Yeah.
It would really suck.
Also, several or some of the people that got laid off have actually been working at Cryptic for quite a while.
Yep. But that's kind of when you get more prone to getting laid off. Like, there's more invested in you, but also there's a lot of money invested in you. Oops.
Vanderveer is literally just standing here shooting the spawn mother.
That's one of his many jobs. Okay, she's down. Slow to die. I'm in the process of dying here. Yeah, that one. Thank you.
Closer to me. Get closer to my floating drone pad.
Thank you. Come on.
Oh yeah, this is the part where we have to find and kill all of the guys standing on the ledges.
Yes.
We need to fall back so I can set off the charges and bring down the hive.
I presume I didn't leave there too early. Got access to everything. Wolfie says, Alicia, to answer your question, what is your fly style? Is it fighter, like heading straight towards your target, or wide circles, like one you would do with big dig ships? Or do you park? Boy, I hope you don't park with an escort and cannons, because that's becoming a target. Anyway, it's a little after 7. I need to run to the grocery store. I need to do a couple of things before I head off to work, and not the least of which is go walk the doggos. Wolfie adds, if you're like me and you do fighter style, then having things in front that pepper everything in front but nothing on the sides and the fore weapons is a good idea than having all directions weapons in the aft. Well, yeah, that's a really good point. But not a question we're going to answer today. However, let's talk about it tonight, and everybody, let's contemplate and see how we can make Alicia love what she's got.
Of course.
Yes. All right, we'll be back tonight mastering ships, leveling tunes. If anybody hasn't done Starbase 1 or wants to do it again or wants to run the event, well, we'll be there. And tomorrow is class day, so no show tomorrow night.
Did he move the live streams back to Wednesdays?
Who?
Kale.
Not that I'm aware of, no. He might have, but I haven't gotten it. Right now, Alicia, it is 7:05 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Tonight's show is 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, so 11 hours, 55 minutes from now, depending on where you're at. Okay, I think
Eastern Daylight Savings Time?
It's Eastern Time. Because there is Eastern Time and there's Eastern Standard Time, which, let's have fun. And they're two different things on Zoom, and my boss is always like, make sure you change it to Eastern Standard Time. Why?
Eastern Standard Time is the one that doesn't change. Oh, did you hear about that really weird idea people came up with where instead of abolishing daylight savings time and having everyone go back to using time zones like you're supposed to, someone came up with a brilliant idea of having the U.S. leave it permanently in daylight savings time.
Yeah. That actually, I think, is what they're going to do at the end of this year. I think this is the last year. It's been
It's
proposed
just
that
one of those things where it's like, okay, yes, I get the idea. It's like you want to stop changing the clocks. Great, cool. I'm on board with that. Why the heck are you changing it to the wrong time?
whichever one it is, we can just leave it alone. Pick one. Pick one.
Yeah,
we're
I know.
good.
It's just one of those things that's like makes it so that the U.S. is out of sync with literally the entire hemisphere in terms of time zones now.
Whatever. Yeah, changing clocks is just nonsense. Okay, so Chris's closing here, I think maybe what we have to change our closing from Stay Awesome, much as I love Ed and Wolfie. Chris has it as Stay Moopsome. We might have to stay Moopsome moving forward. But for today, we're going to stay awesome. So on the count of 3, 1, 2, 3, stay awesome.